Hello everyone, this is Vibhu Goel from Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Government Engineering College Bharatpur. Today we will understand about degenerate semiconductors. We already have a basic understanding of the Fermi level in the last 2-3 lectures, which gives us the probability of occupancy by an electron of an available energy state at an absolute temperature. And we also have a basic understanding of the intrinsic and extrinsic materials, intrinsic which are basically pure and refractory, and extrinsic materials which are you can say deliberately doped with some external impurities so as to make them suitable for the electrical properties of a particular type. So if we are doping the material of a say column fifth impurity, like take an example of arsenic or phosphorus, then we will get n type impurity. And if we are continuously doping the material of say p type, take an example of column 3 impurities like that of boron or aluminium, then we will get a p type material, acceptor level impurities. Now, what are degenerate semiconductors and how they are very much useful in semiconductor devices? This we will understand in detail. What will happen if we continue to dope a semiconductor of the either type? Like if we are continuously doping the material say of n type or continuously doping the material of p type, then in such a case that these impurity levels are no longer exist as a discrete energy levels. Rather they will you can say lies within the band, either in the conduction band or within the valence band, and whatever be the interaction between them, that cannot be ignored. Now, how these things happen, this we will understand with the help of a band diagram. I used to say, like in extrinsic materials, if we are doing the doping of 10 to the power 10 atoms per centimeter cube, in case of degenerate semiconductors, this we will say approximately 10 to the power 10 atoms per centimeter cube. So atoms are so closely packed within the lattice that the interaction between them can't be ignored. This is degenerate semiconductor. Now, why they are degenerate? This will understand by have a basic understanding of the band diagram. See, let us suppose this is the conduction band, and say this is the valence band. Say we introduce a n-type impurity, so donor atoms are available. Say this is the Fermi level EF, which lies several kT level, say somewhat kT level below the conduction band. This is somewhere in the intrinsic level in case of a pure semiconductor. Now, if it is of n-type impurity, this is the donor level. So what will happen? This electrons will basically you can say the donor level, this electrons will be in the conduction band and they will increase the overall n-type impurity. They will increase the overall electron concentration. Now, if we continue to dop this material with this particular n-type impurity, so what will happen? More and more concentration of electron is there. So this Fermi level, which earlier was existing as a separate energy level, this will no longer exist as a separate level. So what is the situation now? The situation would be somewhat like this. This is valence band and this is conduction band. And Fermi level lies within the conduction band itself. Earlier it was a separate level, several kT level below the conduction band, but now this Fermi level lies within the within the conduction band. Now, if we take the example of p-type material, in case of p-type material, say this is the conduction band, this is valence band, and if say this somewhere here, this is the intrinsic level, which is nothing but the band gap by 2. Hope you remember in case of Fermi level, we understand it is EC minus EV. This is equal to EG, and this EI is equal to EG by 2. So EC minus EV is equal to EG, and this intrinsic level is basically EG by 2. So if it is a p-type impurity, the acceptor level, Fermi level is somewhere like this. Now, if we continue to dop the material, acceptor level means these are basically the holes. So if we continue to dop this material of this particular type impurity, say p-type, if we continue to dop it, the overall situation would somewhat become like this. This is the valence band. Earlier Fermi level lies several kT level above the valence band. Now this Fermi level lies within the valence band itself. So instead of lying it as a separate discrete level, it will be the part of valence band itself. So Fermi level is somewhere like this. So this is degenerate semiconductors. So this is what we have written here, that if the concentration of electrons in the conduction band exceed the effective density of states, which is nothing but Nc. We understand this term in case of Fermi level. The Fermi level is no longer within the band gap, but lies within the band gap, but lies within the conduction band. So earlier it was in the band gap, but now it is in the conduction band here. Same is the case. The analogous case of degenerate p-type material occurs when the acceptor concentration is very high. This is the acceptor concentration, and Fermi level lies within the valence band. Earlier it was in the band gap, now it is in the valence band, below the band gap. So this is the you can say energy levels of states below EF are mostly filled and states above EF are empty. So this is what we understand from Fermi Dirac statistics, that energy states below EF are mostly filled. Hope you remember this was the Fermi Dirac distribution function f of E, which gives us the probability, and this is the E. So this is, you can say, this is the probability 0, maximum probability is 1, this is 1 by 2. So what we will get overall this is 1 by 2, this is 1 by 2. So all the states till this particular level are filled and above this all are empty, and if any state is above this, we have an occupancy of any state filled above this E, then the same is the probability of that particular state below the E are empty. So what we understand from Fermi Dirac study is that energy levels or states below EF, this is the EF, are mostly filled and states above EF are empty. So this is basically EF. This is thus in case of degenerate n-type semiconductors, n-type sample, the region between EC and EF, this is the region between EC and sample, it is mostly part filled with electrons. In case of degenerate p-type regions, EF and EV are almost completely filled with those. So this is degenerate semiconductor. This is very, very useful in case of tunnel diodes, where quantum mechanical tunneling of the electron takes place from the one band to the another band, from p-type to n-type or n-type to p-type. This we will understand in detail in the later video. So just go through it. If you have any doubt, do let me know. Thank you.